Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD and I'm here to do another pick a card reading. This one is going to be focused on what is affecting your love life, whether you have one or not. So these messages can be for you if you feel led and drawn. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do a selection section. It sounds kind of redundant, but it wasn't, I promise. And we're going to go ahead and pick our piles together. So what is affecting your love life, please? What is affecting your love life? Show me now. All right. Here we have pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. We probably should have centered this a lot better, right? All right, I just took a moment to kind of balance them out so that they're a little bit more level. So pile number 1, what is it that is affecting your love life? What do we need to know about this? Show me now. Got it to here. And 2, the same. And pile number 3. Oh my goodness. And well, I guess you get extra. And pile number 4. I'm going to hold that one for you because it wanted to come out. What the heck? Let's just do a couple more for pile 1 and 2 to be more balanced. Okay. What else do we need to know about these different perspective piles? About love, about helping us have clarity. Show me now. And let's give it another shuffle. Okay. That one left out for you. Pile 2. And 3. And 4. We're going to do this one as well. So love life for pile 1, please. Love life for pile 2. Love life for pile 3. And love life for pile 4. All right. I'll see you at your pile. Hi, pile number 1. We are working a little bit backwards. So this was the first card we drew. And this is about giving your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So what parts of your life have you held back, not wanted to work on, not wanted to compromise perhaps, or not wanted to welcome in? There's a lot of blooms behind her, and there's a castle behind him. This could, of course, could be same-sex partners. I personally don't care. It's just energy. So whatever it is that your thing is, it seems like she's a little bit pulling away when he is more into her. It could be vice versa, of course. Just off the top initial observation, it just seems like it could be, yeah, I don't know, it could be even plain like hard to get or not being super clear, not acknowledging or not wanting that intimacy, like her not looking at him direct in the eyes almost communicates that she's receptive to this person's energy and focus, but she doesn't want that really deep connection of having a person look deep into your eyes. So if it resonates, great, and if it doesn't, just take what resonates, okay? Now, for some of you, or 1, 2 of you, this could be somebody who has left your life, who's no longer in your life, or actually I heard the words dearly departed, okay, because they could be a lover or someone that you connected deeply with on the other side already. And this could be just an inclination of like you kind of want to tip your head sideways, incline your head so that you could hear better. And perhaps you're trying to get messages from this loved one in particular. We will see how this goes as far as like what is affecting your love life. For those of you that are in a partnership or just even casual dating and stuff like that, there's a lack of you being really vulnerable and like looking deeply into somebody else's eyes. Almost like it's you're afraid of what they'll see, or you don't want to get that vulnerable or that weird, and so you turn away. Just an idea for you, but let's move on. Okay, so this lovely card is the Five of Swords, and this is a little bit of, you know, traditionally energy of Five of Swords is that kind of a cheater, the I take what I want and I leave, I dip, that kind of a thing. It could be potentially some of you that your partner, you feel like they take whatever they want and they just kind of leave. For others of you, this is just indicating that you're okay with getting physical. Even here, her face is turned away from her lover, potential significant other. So it could be that she is just focused, or you're focused on yourself, your strength, and you feel like it makes you stronger when you don't focus on the other person. You're only focused on, for example, if you're engaged sexually, that you're only focused on your own sexuality or on just the act, but not really connecting on a spiritual level. So it could be that there's an element of separation, like you want this just to be, okay, this is just a physical thing that we do. It's not a real deep connection as well. So there's a part of you that holds off or backs off from doing this connectivity. And I feel like you've had people like looking into your eyes, like wanting to look at you deeply, and yet you, out of almost like a fear or out of a squirrelism, I'm going to call it, it's not a real word, but you just kind of like look the other way. You don't want to be observed that closely. Yeah, that's a number 5. So I feel like if you want a deep connection, that part of you is going to need to be worked on, shared, or changed. Okay, here's the 9 of Cups, and this is actually what is desired. This is getting your wish or wish fulfilled. This is for someone to totally focus on you. Yet I'm seeing here that people have focused only on you, and perhaps you have kind of not been ready for it, or for whatever reason not wanted to believe them. So this is you getting your wishes fulfilled, and yet she's actually, in order to reach out fulfillment, you need that intimacy, that eye contact. And I'm just speaking out of what I'm observing. So yeah, I think that you could really have a good time or deepen your commitment or your connection with another by allowing your chest plate to be open, and that is to say, just to have an open heart and allow for people to look at you and you look at them deeply in the same way. So there's an element of like running off, running away, getting scared, getting spooked. You could have knee-jerk reactions. You could just be that quintessential doe that people have to kind of approach quietly. Otherwise, you kind of spook quickly for some of you, okay? This is the number 9, and so this is like a nearing completion or a cycle, but that's your ultimate emotional fulfillment, is for someone to really see you. But if you're continually hiding, it's hard for someone to see you. And I say that as I lecture myself. Oh, look, publicity. So interesting. So this is, for some of you guys, maybe you're content creators, or you're in public limelight, or you have a really great Instagram where it's aesthetically pleasing, or you have a job or some kind of platform that people just see you day in, day out, kind of a thing. And I feel like you are deeply focused on this star. So it could be that you're focused on your image because that's how you generate money, or that's how you go after your dream, things like that. And people are well aware that you're going after your dream, and that is the only thing you're focused on, right? And I feel like she's just even looking at the past with her flag of the sun, it looks like here. And it's like, well, I have the sun and the stars, okay? But not necessarily, I don't see the moon present here unless that represents the moon. It says Terra, so I think that is Earth. I don't see the moon necessarily featured here. And so perhaps that is what is missing, is the element of intuition, that you intuitively pull away from deep connections just out of fear. Maybe there is an element of issues of abandonment that need to be worked on, or fear of getting really deeply close to someone lest they all of a sudden disappear, something like that. There's just an element of not being comfortable, okay? And there's, again, the number 5, all about changes. So this would need to change in order for you to get that intimacy. You're right now focused on something beyond like a real connection, I feel. And it could be that you're like, well, I'm focused on it. I try dating, but really your heart and your passion, your time and effort is into whatever the start is, your dream, getting financially stable, whatever the case may be. That could be what you are really focused on. And I have a lot of blue here that she is actually wearing. So for me, that would indicate that maybe you're involved in like speaking or speech therapy, or like debate forums, or having a forum where you discuss multiple topics like podcasts, or I don't know, anything like that. And that is actually, you're just trying to achieve higher and higher, whatever it is that you're doing. And those things are great. There's a ton of blue indicated, but I don't really feel like you're devoting a lot of time per se on like developing your partnerships, or especially like your approach to partnerships. Because if you are even casually dating or whatever, it's more like touch and go. You expect people not to be here, and then you just continue pursuing your dream. So you don't ever give them that full opportunity to give them your full attention, is what I'm feeling. You're turning away and listening to something else, and it's like perhaps you have old stereotypes or tapes in your mind that, you know, these people don't stick around, or they don't really mean what they say, and so you're just going to pursue what is important to you at this point in time. And in order to make this a natural transition, that's what's going to need to be addressed, is actually what you are doing or not doing. So I suggest I don't know, like therapy or writing down, journaling, things that you can possibly do, like why you turn away, why don't you look at people directly in the eye during like your most vulnerable, intimate moments, things like that. And that perhaps can really open up a new way for you to interact with others, okay? So that is what I'm seeing so far. And I do feel like people look at you and actively seek your attention, but you're seeking something that's even like beyond that. So whatever connections you have currently, you're like, that's not good enough. I'm not even looking at you, getting close, looking at you in the eye, because I have my eye on this star. None of the other ones compare to it. So it could be you have an idealized dream or vision here. So next up we have, detachment. So you are detached from, in fact, you're detached from love and the real possibility of it. And so I think about this here, there's so much emotion, and almost like the attitude or mindset of that ship has sailed. And I'm looking at the different parts of the brain featured here, and this person is just like, okay, me, no hair, hi. And I've got all the different parts of my brain. In order for things to kind of mesh and gel together, these mechanisms need to work well together. And I just would say that perhaps there's something within your mind that makes you feel detached, that makes you feel like you have a lot of emotion. But I mean, this person's giving direct eye contact, she, he, whatever. And so it's time, I think, that you would just face yourself in the mirror and get into your psyche a little bit more, explore a little bit more with someone that can help you, what it is about relationship dynamics, what is it exactly that you want, how is it that you interact when you're actually on a date or interacting with other people. Do you run away? Do you have the mindset of that ship has sailed? Things like that, okay? Or that this is just really overwhelming or so far off. For others of you, it might be an inability to deal with things because you have different challenges, whether it's emotional like that, or being neurodivergent, or being in a place where you are not easily understood, or you can express yourself super well. And there is definitely help for those instances as well, okay? Because you don't want more love to continue drifting by you simply because we're not super dealing with issues. This is the number 11, so it's a master number as well. It's about new beginnings. If I combine them, I get the number 2. And again, that's about your personal power. This to me screams about your personal power. It's within your control. If you want a connection or deepening of your current connection, it is definitely within control, okay? And then Queen of Air. So this is your quintessential intellectual person. This person has been hurt a lot before. This could be someone who has experienced divorce, hardship, sorrow, a lot of loneliness and isolation. Now this is a person that you do not mess with anymore. They actually have a higher vision, which is not surprising with you reaching for the stars right here. So this person has the ability to actually see things from afar, and she tends to, or he tends to not waste any time whatsoever. They're not going to waste time. They're going to cut through the root of the matter. You could be really into crystals and healing and heart chakras and all sorts of like vibrational healing or alignments and things like that, connecting with nature. And most of all, I feel like it's your intellectual self that is blooming right now. You want to be careful that that intellectual part of you doesn't turn into like your own worst enemy, where I feel like this lady is really quick to cut anything that doesn't match up to this star. This is the ideal dream, the star, whatever that is for you. Maybe a little bit of journaling on what it is that you really want, what it is that you desire. If you want a partnership, and be real specific, put it on paper and see if anything kind of like resonates, or if you're like, well, I say I want this, but then I'm actually doing this, so what gives? Why am I behaving differently than what I want? So it's time to maybe bring that intellectual power a little bit within yourself and kind of cut through your own BS, because this queen is notorious for cutting through everybody's bullshit, including her own. But in this case, this could even be seeking outside therapist, counselor, or psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever the case may be, in order to cut through her own BS and help to see things clear as well, okay? And I feel like with that, she's wearing feathers. She can soar. She's got a ton of wings here. And so that can really help you achieve what it is that you want, all right? So I hope that that made sense. I hope you enjoyed this kind of reading. If you do, smash that like button, share with someone you think might enjoy it, and namaste. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose this pile, then this reading is for you. We're going to move backwards because, of course, this was the last card I chose, or that Spirit chose for us. And if you're looking for love, it says, what is affecting your love life? We have very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So maybe there may have been some sentimentality, some ambiguity, some unsureness, some brain fog as to what it is that you want to call in. Maybe you think, well, it would be great to have a partner in my life. And then in the next moment, you're declining all invitations to go out or date or spending time with your spouse, mate, significant other, or the person you're involved in a situationship, because you're not really clear. Do I or don't I? Would I or wouldn't I? That kind of a thing. So it's great to perhaps sit down with a pen and paper and just jot down, okay, what I would like is support. What does that look like? Yes, I'd like a person who is around me 24/7, or I want a partner who is independent and has their own life, and we live together, whatever the case may be, but they really have their own life and they're not always pulling on my own energy and resources, but I know that they love and adore me, so that they could have a really businessy focus or whatever. Or you're looking for someone to dedicate every minute of the day towards you and make you feel like you are the only one, and get involved in a situation where there is no separation between you and this other person. I personally don't like that, but that is, of course, your choice and your call. And so if that's what you want, that would be something that you would need to clearly decide in order to call it into you. Now, if you're already in a relationship, this is clearly deciding what it is that you want in order for this relationship to kind of mold and manifest and grow into the vision that you have. So it needs to be kind of more of a clear vision. Like, for example, I want my husband to give me more attention. I want my spouse, a significant other, to really want to spend time with me, to feel those feelings. And so I'd propose, like, instead of just kind of waiting, because she has her back to him and she's waiting for him to come towards her or for her, what is it that you're doing to kind of bring about this energy? Are you putting it out there? Are you sending little texts to draw his or her attention towards you? Are you trying to manifest and draw this person closer to you? Whatever, right? If you're in a situationship, relationship, marriage, whatever the case may be, then this could be simple things such as, are you sending your significant other, like, you know, text to make them feel good, to inspire them, to make them think of you and even look at you a little bit different, or a couple of racy texts or even pictures throughout the day. Even if you've been together for 10, 15, 20 years, it doesn't make a difference. Or even 10 days. It's like all about what energy you're bringing to. And what are you accepting? Are you reciprocating that energy, understanding and knowing that this person thinks that you're precious and adored, and things like that. So it could be different things. Now I have her sash right here, and that is red, of course, and I just see this could be having a lot to do with your security, like what makes you feel secure in a relationship. Write those things down specifically and then put them on a manifestation board if that's what you want, even if you're in a current relationship. See if you can manifest this type of relationship or dynamic in your relationship, that kind of a thing. Okay, the next I have the Hanged Man, and she is funny, she is upside down. So this is, perhaps you haven't spent a lot of time looking at things from a different perspective, and that's why things are not manifesting or changing as quickly as you want them to. So in this position, this person has not decided to go within and just look at themselves or look at a different perspective. Okay, so I would suggest trying a different perspective. And for others of you, there might be a handful that you already have gone in this hangman spiritual journey and decided, okay, this is really what it is for me, and I'm out of that energy. I can actually stand up. Like, look at the pose, it's even different. Oh, this is 18 up, sorry, I just said that. So this is just like being super receptive, like everybody else making the moves on you. Okay, and that is fine. I mean, hey, yeah, I'm not here to judge one way or another, but this is you being like the submissive and just kind of waiting around for someone to come towards you. Now in the upright, this is more even energetically. It's like, look at the pose, it almost looks like she's standing and leaning forward and being kind of like more proactive, like, this is my body, I feel myself, and you know, I'm like totally open, come hither, that kind of a thing. So it's a different vibe completely from this one. Okay, and so for some of you guys, you might be even practicing like the whole BDSM idea or culture, whatever you want to call it, and you might even try to spice it up. Maybe you've decided to be a switch at this point in time. I don't know your life. That is for you to decide. For pile number 2. Pile number 2, I have the 5 of Cups. So I feel like, okay, that feeling of romanticizing things, of waiting for someone to come back, waiting for somebody else to do all the work, hoping and dreaming and feeling like that situation that is over and done with, maybe that perhaps ended, maybe you got ghosted, maybe somebody broke up with you, you broke up with someone, whatever the case may be, that situation is over and done for. And even there is like a face in this waterfall or whatever this case may be. It makes me feel like a tomb, and that you continually, like, your fire only burns for that situation and you want to bring that back. Whether you're saying here that I wish that we were back when we were young. I almost feel like her hair is gray hair on this side and then regular color on the other side. So perhaps you guys have been together for a while. You just wish that that romance would be like, I wish you would pursue me the same way, show me the same attention, things like that. Or perhaps this person has left your life and you're wishing that you had that romance and that youthful side of like excitement and celebration, because when the 5 of Cups, we're mourning the times of the 3 of Cups, of celebration, of unity, of things that make you feel emotionally fulfilled, of having drinks and coming together and things like that, celebrations. So I would say, once again, perhaps you are really in a passive role right now, or this person has left and abandoned you, and you're just like waiting for them to come back, and you're stuck, emotionally stuck, mentally stuck, waiting for them to come back. Now they can, I mean, of course, but also you can kind of reinvent yourself with this energy, have a totally new energy about you, and focus on improving yourself, gaining your self-confidence, and even being content with like who you are nakedly. Is that a word? In front of like yourself and others, if that's a thing. But most important is just coming into your power for some reason. I feel like not being afraid to make the first move or making any moves, things like that. So you do have the Two of Cups here left, and that is all about deep connection, a deep partnership, seeing eye to eye. A really deep connection that you don't see every day. So you could be missing out on the other opportunities that are around you, or even if you're in a current connection, you could be missing out on the opportunity to turn your back and say, okay, well, that was when he wowed me, when he brought me flowers, when he made this effort, whatever. What are you doing to kind of gain his attention or change things up, or inspire that romantic side? I mean, for example, let me give you a real life example here. This person in this position would not be just submissively waiting and crying about her lover and just being sad. This person would wait for her partner to come home, and she would be all dressed up and maybe an anklet and a couple of handcuffs or a couple of, I don't know, pieces of jewelry like bracelets. And she would be, quote, dressed up and awaiting to serve her master in a playful, like master lord type of thing, idea. Or, I don't know. There's just so many different ways that you can go with it. I mean, the idea is just basically changing your mindset if you want something energetically to come towards you, okay? I feel like there's a lot of confusion and brain fog around this, so that was just one example. Optimism. So there needs to be a lot of optimism in order to get this movement going. And now this person is on the Chariot. I love how she has a fupa right here. I'm like, I'm a fine one to talk, but here we are talking, you and I, pile two. Okay. But I just feel like even getting the energy moving, getting things moving, is just looking forward, not so much as looking at the past. This person has their back to the past or moving in a forward motion, even though their body is still in the past, okay? So her body is semi-turned towards the past and towards the present. So this could be saying that, you know, I want things to move ahead, even in my current connection. And you could turn your mind and your attention towards the future and how to act and bring that energy about so that there is movement. 9 is about completion, about movement, about optimism. And here is your celebration. You can bring about this form of celebration once again and kind of recreate or celebrate once again that connection or that type of connection, okay? So you actually do have a say-so as far as your energetic field, your energy. There's a lot of even water under this interesting horse thing, okay? So you can make a difference. And right here, this is isolation. So maybe you are isolated. Maybe you are living somewhere and your lover is elsewhere. Maybe they are committed to someone else, or they are just far away from you. They travel for work, something like that, or vice versa. And there's just a lot of grief in that, and feeling like there's no one here for you, nothing here for you. And yet there is quite a bit. I mean, you have a lovely chair to recline on. You have a hanky to wipe those tears, and a friend to console as well. There is a flower growing here. And then you're thinking about the times that you were outside and abundant and traveling and doing something different, or being pursued by this other lover. Whatever this isolation period is, or feeling isolated, doesn't even have to do with current events. This could just be feeling like you're just separated from everyone. There is all of this lushness in different doorways on the top of your mind. And so the thing is not just to be stuck in grief, is just to move forward with the mind, thinking about different ways that you can feel integrated into society, feel that collaboration, feel that contentment, feel that celebration with other people, and to get that energy moving. So being creative and thinking outside of the box, this can look like this. For example, if you're involved in any of those situations or scenarios I mentioned, you could be considering even having some Skype time or FaceTime or Snapchat or whatever with your significant other or the person of interest, whatever the case may be. Or you can join groups if this is just about being isolated and feeling lonely in general. Okay. And look, your last card. I totally smiled with that one. So we've got the King of Water here. This is somebody who would and could and will actually offer you some emotion. Again, this is like a soft energy. It's almost like this King of Water saying, you know what, come little fishy into my hand. And it could be that even you or someone around you or both of you are in this energy of, I'm going to let them make the first move. I want to make sure they care about me more than more than not, so that I can make sure it's safe. This fish has to be safe in order for the King of Water to touch it. Now, this king also has suffered some hardship, some heartache, heartbreak, and this king also has been guilty of giving his or her love just too freely, too quickly, chasing love, maybe in their youth and things like that, or in their past. It could be an old soul. It could be a 24-year-old who's an old soul, who's lived a lot and chased love around a lot, and maybe has redefined love. So this person has a lot of love in their heart. They might need a little signal from you that it's okay, that you too are safe to love, or that you too are safe to come close to and be tender with. So that is an idea. And then if that doesn't fit, it could also just be someone around you that is ready and willing and very patiently waiting for you to trust them enough to come close. So I hope that this makes sense. Much love to you. Please do smash that like button, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of these type of readings, if you like them, and if you don't, and namaste. Hi, pile number 3. This is what we have for the, if you chose pile number 3. What the heck is, okay, wait. Right, I pulled them upside down, sorry. So we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So we will see where this goes. Now, this can be saying that you are currently in a partnership and you two need to retreat together. You need to kind of experience a honeymoon, a second honeymoon, or just time together without the cares of the world. Unplug, shut off all your devices, just really focus on your partnership, get back into nature, getting into the flow of things, slowing down your pace, and having the ability to commune with, I heard powers that be, but what I'm thinking is with nature, with each other, and with individually yourselves and your surroundings, okay? So that could be something there for maybe 1 or 2 of you. Now, I feel almost like this is almost like the bride being walked down the aisle by her father. For some reason, I'm getting that for maybe one of you. Or this could be you in a partnership with somebody who's older, or you're significantly older than your partner, okay? Look at this, the High Priestess. So follow your intuition. It's going to be really important to follow your intuition this time. If you feel like even you need to retreat from your partner, I'm not getting that feeling just yet. We'll see what happens here with the rest of these cards. But I feel like you are definitely a High Priestess. You are learning how to connect even more with your spirituality. I feel, and the reason why I say is even more, I'm not trying to be condescending at all. I feel like I'm a lifelong learner. So I'm always trying to study, learn, tweak new ideas, and experiment with new things in order to really bring about my best messages and fine-tune my current gifts, and even open up even more, because I always feel like there could be improvement anyways. So you could be somebody like that on a journey of self-discovery, of developing your own talents that Spirit has given you. And this High Priestess, she is definitely super sensual. Really, look at the kitty right here, and she's kind of playing with her feet. And it could be that you are somebody, okay, for some, one person, two people maybe, you could like your feet massaged or rubbed or worshipped, that kind of a thing. But you have the intuition that perhaps somebody would like to do that to you. Maybe they look at your feet or really notice what shoes you wear, that kind of a thing. And here, it's almost like she has a pair of scissors, even though I think that there are two keys. With the High Priest, she's got the key to everything, and this is like a secret. This is silence. This is not letting on that you know. It's almost like a pair of scissors, like you can cut out that page. So perhaps this is stating that you need a retreat because you need to reveal a secret, or come to terms with the secret and cut out that page if it doesn't become you or your partnership. So we have here the Ace of Wands, okay? And the interesting part is this could be like for sure passion, but this could also be, I'm even feeling like this could be attention towards other people. If you suspect that your partner is giving attention to other people and things like that, this could be for you. Now, if that is not in your gut, because you're the High Priestess, you would know deep in your gut that you have that little doubt within your mind, that gut feeling, that instinct, that intuition. Things aren't quite matching up, or I just feel uneasy suddenly in my partnership or situationship, then definitely that message is for you, okay? So I do see here, I mean, there's two lovers here, and it's almost like two twin flames here. This could be stating that you intuitively know that even though you've retreated, maybe you're separated from your lover or significant other, intuitively you know that they are thinking about you. Even if they're having relations with other people, they actually picture your soul connection, and there is not that soul connection here. This is about sex, like get in, get out, that kind of a thing. Or I heard one pump jump, okay, whatever. But this could be, you know, thinking about this other partnership that you had a deep connection with. Maybe you felt like you were going to marry them, or you were going to have a deeper connection than what you did, and that's why you retreated. They retreated, and it was time to disconnect from the partnership. So for others of you, if you are currently in this partnership, then this is about experiencing more spark and more spice within your relationship. Maybe she is studying tantric sex, maybe she's studying different music you can have sex to, or whatever the case may be. Okay, I heard this is for somebody reenacting different sexual experiences that they've had with other people, and I know this is not for everybody. This is not for the faint-hearted. This would just be for those that apply pile 3. And then pile 3, we did talk about, you know, this could be like your past lover. So this could be even a poly family talking about, you know, when I'm with this partner, whatever, but I still have my twin flame, but I definitely have desire for this partner. So there's a lot of different things that could be going on here, but there's definitely a lot burning in this hurt. There's a lot of like sexual energy, sexual tension. Okay, what else? Look, and so I get the confirmation, and I'm going to say that there's at least 3 people involved in this scenario. Okay, so this could be the retreat. Maybe you had a significant other ghost you, disappear without a trace, or retreat, or your energy is like that of the runner and the chaser, and one of you have the pattern of retreating while the other one chases. But this is almost like stolen moments. The 3 of Wands is about waiting for your ships to come in. Look at the window right here, and it's just almost like taking stolen moments just to and get in a few kisses, and I know that that doesn't say stable, but it looks almost to me like it's just like I need to make sure I'm not tied down to one person, kind of a vibe. So I don't know if this person feels like they just need to have the feeling that there's more than just one person in their life in order to feel kind of like they don't have to run, that kind of a thing. And notice how the 2 women here are wearing white. and this woman is wearing nothing. So there could be one that's like one you marry and one that you get your hair dirty or you mess up her hair with, that kind of a thing. One that you treat a little bit more respectfully, and then the other one that you can live out your sexual fantasies with, that kind of a thing. So it could be that this person is torn between two people, and that's the reason for the 3 plus you chose pile number 3, which does stand for creativity. By the way, somebody could be pregnant, or somebody could have had a baby, a child in this connection. So it could have been that this other person that they are with or whatever, he started a family elsewhere, but then they still think of your deep connection while they are with this person, because I feel like she's, you know, holding like almost like a pregnant belly here, that kind of a thing. So that could be for 1 or 2 of you out there. Riches. So I'm feeling like even in this pile, this could be somebody who decided they were going to pursue money or worldly goods rather than a deep connection, and that's the reason for retreat. Or this could be saying they married for money even. Okay, one of the stars right here, and it's like, no, I want my cornucopia, I want, you know, whatever I can touch with my hands. You can't touch a star. And so this is the number 10. That would be an ending, but it's also reduces back down to a number 1. So this could be saying that during your journey together with this other person you're thinking about, if you have a significant other, it's like they left, they tried out a life with somebody else, even had a child, got married, whatever the case may be, they retreated, and they were focused on how that was going to benefit themselves, their life, their wealth, their pocketbook, things like that, and they keep coming back to you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. What interfered in your connection and what is affecting your connection is egotism. So don't feel like this is yours. I feel like this is, you know, like the rooster, like this other person wants to preen and go, look what I got, look what I have, like materially, wanting to be accepted by the world and whatnot. Meanwhile, you have the sun shining, which I feel like is more you, and you're the one that radiates your warmth on this person, and yet all they can see is wanting to cock-a-doodle-doo to the rest of the world. That was so lame, I'm sorry. But, you know, they kind of want to be a cock to the rest of the world, and they want to be noticed, and they want to kind of see what's out there. And yet, little do they realize that they're just this little chirping rooster with a crown that's going to not really get them much in the long run, okay? So I feel like vibrations of a 5, this needs a change in order for this connection to even work or come together, okay? A lot of changes here. And the 9 of fire. This tells me somebody is defensive. You could be defensive or self-protective. Yeah, so this is more about a connection that is dissolved or dissolving. I feel like most of you, it is past tense. And this could be, in fact, you saying, you know what, I'm defensive right now. I'm looking at the star. I look at the stuff that this person never looked at, even though I really love that connection. I really felt like it was a deep connection for me as well. This could be saying, but this person treated it with little worth, with little regard, and they moved on or turned their back on me. And now I'm really defensive as to who comes towards me. You better have something about you that, you know, we hung the moon and stars together, that kind of a thing. And that energy should really transmute and transform into the phoenix once again. So meaning that anyone that comes towards you, they have to fly right and really prove that they have something of worth to give and share with you before you'll give them the time of the day. I feel like with her little elephant ears here, and I don't know anything about elves or the fae much anyways, but I feel like I see blooms here on her crown chakra, and on the side of her head I feel like she is waiting to hear from someone, or just a new energy even that is that's transformative, that is different, or even waiting to hear back from this past lover in a way that is like a dream, because that's what the stars are, holding her dream. And it's like, you know what, stop right there, you're not going to come closer unless a significant other has transformed and risen just like the phoenix from the ashes and completely just tore down this rooster peacocky energy, okay? I don't think that if anyone comes at you like this strutting or postulating, you're going to accept those offers. So that is what is affecting your love life. My pile number 3, much love to thee. Thank you. Please do hit that share button, like, share, comment, subscribe, and namaste. Hi, pile number 4. If you chose pile number 4, this message is for you. So we have playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youth to shine. So there's an element of like purity, of going back and just playing just for the fun of it, not having like deep hidden agendas, enjoying the moment together. Now, I didn't never this before, but her garment is transparent, so it could be saying that in your play, just be really transparent as well and enjoying yourself. This person has a lot of red, indicating that security is going to be very important to them. It could be to you as well. And this person has a lot of white or even gauze-like type material, which I feel like is just transparency, okay? I think that in play you can reveal things about each other, about yourselves, that will help kind of elevate things, elevate your game. And also, I mean, when we play, we kind of create, we bring new energies about, things are not so heavy. I am not a good person to play. I tend to be more serious, more stern, if you can't tell that. But I definitely see the worth in having a lot of play time with your partner here. Look at all the green behind. I feel like even playtime would help to open up your heart chakra and allow things to flourish naturally, okay? So the message so far is don't be so serious. 8 of Cups, okay. Well, that could be one. So 8 of Cups shows somebody who is in the midst of walking away from something that they give a lot of attention to, time, money, energy, effort, blood, sweat, and tears. Almost seems like this person still wants to continue this type of relationship or whatever it is that they're doing. And you are out. You're kind of like, yeah, I'm done with that. Or that type of energy. It just doesn't work. It doesn't give me what it is that I need. Once again, it's almost like these are kids and these are grown-ups. Remember when you used to play, before you got into this, I want to walk away, I've done everything. And at the core level, you are still you. So if you used to play and enjoy yourself, try that. Maybe that can really help change the energy around you. So I feel like this is the energy of I've tried everything, okay? And she just really has a pure heart about things, and this person is really concerned with maybe earthly things, and maybe I can feel like they could be more lustful or more focused on the here and now, the tangible. And I heard men have needs, and I'm just repeating what I heard, okay? So this could have come in between your relationship or has becoming problematic. Here we go, 9 of Swords. And this is, I really like this one actually. This is about being up at night, being awake, not being able to sleep in a traditional tarot. Now in this case, this is all about him enjoying her body. Maybe your partner wants to have sex a lot more than you do and you don't feel in the mood. Maybe it's a hormonal thing. Maybe it's a behavioral thing where in your time together, your partnership, you're noticing stuff that kind of turns you off. And so when this person comes towards you, you're just not totally into it, that kind of a thing. But this is more like passive receptive energy. And so this person really enjoys your neck. They enjoy kind of like if you're sleeping together, like with your butt right up against them, that kind of a thing. And there is definitely no cuddles time. This is all about like, I want you. I mean, all handsy, and you could feel like, well, is that all there is in between us? Every time we see you, it's nothing but sex, that kind of a thing. Could cause a lot of anxiety here. Then we have this beautiful, beautiful cat. It is the mystery kitty, the intuition. It's almost like your intuition is trying to wake you up, and I feel like this is almost like a large pencil. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be, but that's what I feel like it is. So there could be an element of needing to write things down to really gain clarity for your own sake and that of the partnership. What is it that's causing anxiety? It's like, well, you always come at me and it's always physical. It's not, you know, with a playfulness just to play and allowing me to come closer. It's immediately going for the kill and grabbing my body, and maybe I don't like that. So whatever your story is, you can apply it however you need to apply it, okay? That's what I'm getting from there. Originality. So this can be a case where you need to be a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more original. I mean, there's a word, right, in your thinking. There's a need to start something different, to look at things from a different perspective, to maybe send over this little bird into the past and take a look and see exactly where things turned, to the point where you kind of feel like, okay, now I'm just a little bit of an object. I don't feel like connection emotionally, spiritually, mentally. It's just a physical, and maybe there's a need to kind of dissect within your own mind and check things out and be able to see the mechanisms of your relationship, maybe the dynamics. Maybe even a therapist can help during this point as well. But this would help, because I almost feel like the starfish, as the starfish can like regrow if it loses an arm to a predator or something like that. It can actually regrow itself. That's not the real word, but I'm at a loss for words right now. So I do feel like there are things that could be done, could be addressed right here. This is this person at the throat chakra. There is red. The way that you communicate, if this is your story, is by telling this person, look, when you do this, that, and the other, you just grab the goods right away, and you don't prime me and wait or prep me, or just be gentle and allow me to come to you. It's all about grabbing what I want. It communicates that what I want as a person doesn't matter. It's all about getting your satisfaction, your needs met, that kind of a thing. And it does not make me feel safe or secure. Okay? And I think that that person will be able to understand it because they're wearing red as well. What makes them feel secure, what their love language is, sex, physical touch, groping, grasping, things like that. And with you, perhaps it is more of an emotional thing. So speaking your truth will really help this person be aware, like, oh, that doesn't make this person feel good. How can we go about it differently? They might be defensive initially, but I would suggest maybe getting a third person involved, maybe, just to help out. You know, somebody is neutral, like a counselor, a sex therapist, whatever the case may be, because there is some work that could be done, or a different approach, or at least before you leave and throw everything to the wind, even looking at things slightly different and saying, okay, this is what makes me feel safe. I give you a list of 25 things that make me feel safe. Do 4 or 5 of them as a practice. It could be buying me flowers. It could be holding my hand and rubbing my hand, or give me a foot massage, things like that, to make me feel safe and secure, or whatever the case may be, before you get handsy and gropey. And it's, you know, even like, what if you spend time with me without sex at all? I mean, that makes me feel like you want my time, my energy, not just my body. Manipulation. So maybe you're dealing with somebody who is a narcissist who manipulates things, and they pretty much get off on controlling how you feel. This could be even situations where they say, well, you know, you're too sensitive, whatever the case may be, and so that's why maybe you want to leave. Maybe you said enough, you don't feel safe. Even speaking your truth, maybe perhaps, is something that you don't feel safe doing, and that's why you want to pack it up and just leave. And I don't blame you. I mean, if that's your story, that's your story. Number 8 stands for cycles. I feel like in this case, not so much abundance. And you can have a deep connection to Pharaohs, to Egypt, to even a need to see eye to eye on things. And right now, the only eyes that are visible are this other person, and they're the manipulative energy, so that's not going to really work. Now, the blue is on top, surrounded by the star, which I feel like speaking your truth is going to help people, this person, kind of check them, in other words. But I see that they're kind of green, so it could be they could be the jealous type, that kind of controlling, and wanting you all to themselves. You know, those are different themes that could be recurring throughout your relationship, and consequently, it doesn't make you feel safe, of course. Ooh, the world. So this would be, you know, if things don't change, I'm going to walk away, I'm going to end it, or it has already ended. And what needs to happen here, for you to really live your best life is unlock this intuition that you have. You almost feel like you have all the answers, but they're not quite lining up. It's almost like you have to have all your ducks in a row before you feel like, okay, now it's safe to kind of walk away in this cycle and energetically separate, physically separate. Maybe this is you getting your own home, or getting enough money, or having assets, or a place to go to, things like that, before you actually pull the trigger and leave. Or maybe this is you just intellectually, mentally, spiritually stacking things together in a way that you feel like, okay, well, now I can move on. I've done everything that I possibly can. And with that intuition, I feel like this is the number 2 about your personal power. 1 is your new beginning. Add them together, you get 3. You get creativity, you get that joy again, you get that spark, that connection, that celebratory energy. And you, most importantly, have your intuition. It's going to help you unlock your intuition, and you will be able to run miles and miles with that intuition. It's going to lead you to a really good place. So for those of you that chose pile 4, I think that if this manipulative energy, narcissistic energy, does not stop, that you will actually end it with them, okay? What else do we need to know about our pile number 4? Please show me now. Idealism. So maybe you have an idea of what it is that you want, and you are, it could be that somebody else is stubborn, because that's almost like a mule or a donkey or something like that. And it's almost like you're having angels saying, wait, there's more emotional gratification to be had if you just wait. And other people want to be stubborn and don't want it even given an inch. You can't lead a horse to water, nor can you lead this donkey who's carrying somebody else to drink water. And that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. Again, I have the number 11 here. Again, the master number. Beginnings, new beginnings, emotional gratification to be had, and understanding that, yeah, we can't control the manipulator. I mean, we can try, but why bother, right? Energetically, it is way too draining and adds so much more conflict in your life. So I do feel like you're going to probably let the foot off the gas pedal. I don't know why I said it that way, but there you have it. What else can help this connection? Or my pile number 4, please show me now. Adaptability. Oh, got a heat. Order and domination. So it could be saying that you feel like you have to be the one that's always adaptable, always giving in to this other person. Even the fact that this person is standing on this man, and this man's trying to balance a coin. It's almost like, look, I bring you flowers. Look, I bring you the moon. I bring you stars. I bring you song. I bring you dance. I speak to you sweet words, but it's all in manipulation. So they step all over your emotions, step all over your truth, whatever the case may be, and you can't even balance a coin on this. So I think that that time of cooperation with this person has ended. What they view as cooperation is basically just accepting, you know, the 3 strands of flowers that they have to give you. You're supposed to say yes to everything that they give you, and that's not a relationship or a partnership, okay? That's not going to work, and we know that. So the adaptability doesn't mean to go along with somebody else's story at the expense of your own. Please know that. As much as they gaslight you, that's just not the way things are. There needs to be an order. Everything has to be a balance. For every positive, there is a negative. Everything is dualistic. We have positive and negative polarity, and it looks like you are trying to get your ducks in a row to make sure that you understand that when I plant this, this blooms. When I plant that, that blooms. There could need to be, for some of you guys, infusing rosemary with oil, and maybe I feel like meditating with that, with the scent, and even saying prayers or whatever it is that you do. That would be helpful, or even rosemary incense might be helpful to you at this point in time to really help your mind get clear and get orderly and understand what it is that you bring to the table that will help things grow and thrive. And if it's not with this partnership, because this partnership is take, it looks like to me anyways, you can put your own affairs in order to be able to enjoy the harvest and the blooms and the growth of your own personal efforts, so that you're not stuck in want and need and in lack mindset. So this is the victory. How to get victory over this domination is line your life up, okay? Line your ducks, get your everything in order that you need to get in order in order to escape this domination. So this could be even sadism. Maybe this person is sadistic and they really get off on watching you suffer while you actually have sex, or maybe they have tried to like take you from behind or have sex from behind and that is not your thing, and they manipulate and force you. Could be any of those situations, okay? So there is a need for order, not only around you, but getting your mind in order, maybe even getting your belongings in order and getting rid of stuff that is no longer needed in order to make this happen. What else do we need for my pile number 4, please? Show me now. Yeah, you need to reach a level of detachment, understand what drew you to this place. I feel like you guys know that you are in a vulnerable position. This one stayed on the mat, so I pulled it. And you need a level of detachment in order to begin thinking of new beginnings, and think, okay, that ship has sailed, and good riddance, that kind of a thing, closing out chapters. Look at what it is in your brain that is triggered with needing relationships or acquiescing, is that how you say it? To a energy that wants to just dominate, control, manipulate, and gaslight you. That kind of a thing. Because once again, we have the chokehold. This person could be physically violent, emotionally, mentally, spiritually abusive, all of the above. They could enjoy, again, like rough sex, like maybe wanting to choke you out when you're like, hey, what the hell? And that could be their thing. That makes them feel manly, secure. Even if it's a female, whatever the case may be, it makes them feel strong. And so we have cycles once again. So I would think about writing down your own cycles. If you have relationships like this in the past that leads to the same thing, there's got to be a why. Okay? So we would need to figure that out. The number 8, cycles, mental obsessions, going back to the same point over and over again, loop thinking, all of those things, repetitive behaviors, okay? And you're lying. I mean, you can get out of this. That's some bullshit where this man's trying to wrangle, wrestle, and choke you out. And this line's like, what have I done? Well, that's not the answer, not even the question. It's not about what have you done. It's about what the hell's wrong with this person who feels like they need to overpower in order to be, I don't know, excited. Maybe even that's how they get their excitement. So I can relate to this as well. But if that is your story, that is definitely abuse. I would say get out. So with that, pile number 4, you might be interested in one of my micro shadow work readings. You can look at that on my playlist as well, because this definitely has very common threads of the reading that I just posted. So I hope that this helps. You do have a lot of light, a lot of sunshine. Allow this to be illuminated. Maybe other people need to see what is going on so you can get the help that you need. And don't feel like you shedding light on the situation is not a good thing, okay? That is a good thing, because when things are seen in the light of what has been done, the wrongs that have been done in the dark, that's the only time that sometimes people are able to change and grow and get out of really nasty, ugly, abusive situations like that, okay? So I hope you like this reading. Please smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe if you can. I would appreciate that. Much love to you. I hope that you are safe, and I hope that this situation just doesn't pull on you anymore. I'd like to see you doing something new and enjoying your life. Namaste.